Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me in Work from Home and Make Money. I'm so glad to see each and every one of you. And listen, don't be afraid to use the chat. So let me go ahead and just say hello to everyone here. And I'm going to move forward and quickly through this webinar to share with you how you can work from home and make money. So let's get going without further ado. I'm going to put a poll. Let's see, I'm going to just put a poll here and you guys can answer that poll as we go along. Make sure you take advantage of that and go ahead and vote. There are no right or wrong answers as far as shaming you, okay? So let's get started with the presentation. Make sure you greet me in the chat box. When I get a chance, I'll try to greet you back as well. So let's go on with the presentation, Work from Home and Make Money. And I'm going to put that up there for you so we can get started on this. And let's see, there we are. Let me know that you can see this okay and you can hear me okay. And we're going to get started. Go ahead and put in the chat box. Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can see you. I can see the presentation. I'm probably in a small little box here. So let me go into the chat area and see. Make sure you can tell me if you can hear and see me all right. Okay, and we're going to get started with the presentation. And so today I want to talk about, working from home and making money. Being able to work from home is such a godsend. I'm telling you. I used to work in corporate America, used to work in higher education, and I know what it's like to work 9 to 5. I know what it's like to get in the car and, try to beat the traffic to get to work. And one of my longest commutes were about an hour and a half going from Pennsylvania to New Jersey. But no, that was not my longest. My longest was going into Queens for 2 hours. And at that point, I was underground for just about 2 hours getting out there to Queens. And so I know what it's like. And that's just one way. Just one way. The other one that was an hour and a half was just one way. So I know exactly what that is like. And so I have different opportunities to eventually work from home. Even when I was working for someone else, I did what we call telecommuting at the time, and then I just segue into working from home more and more and more. So I'm really really excited to share this with you. You can work from home, and yes, you can make money from it as well. So let's get right into it. I don't want to keep you long. It's a really, really short presentation, but I want to make sure that you get as much as you can out of this webinar. So my name is Tony Henderson-Mayers. You see I have degrees behind my name. Now, normally I don't showcase my degrees at all. But I want you to do this to show you that I'm educated. I may be just like some of you who may be watching this presentation, who feel like, I've been working 9 to 5 for a while and I'm not certain if I can do this. I've gone the traditional route. I'm not certain if I can, if I'm innovative enough or what have you. But yes, you can do it. I'm just like you are. I'm sitting right there in the middle, holding one of my books. That book happens to be a business book. So my degrees are in counseling psychology, counseling, as well as a master's in business administration with a focus in management and leadership. But you do not need any of these degrees to be able to work from home. However, the more education or the more trades or things that you're able to do, the more ideas you can come up with for what you may want to do from home. So I'm also, first of all, I'm married. I have 2 sons, and I own Word Therapy Publishing, which is obviously a publishing company. I own Alphabet Theater Workshop. But most people know me all over social media as Wise Courtship because of this one book that I wrote. I wrote other books, but this one particular book I wrote went worldwide. The brand did very well and has gone off to the Wise Courtship Prosperity Club. It has also branched off to Wise Courtship Chapter. The book alone has given me speaking engagements, radio appearances, television appearances, so on, and so forth. And the other picture over here is a picture of me here in front of the film, because this represents residuals, just other streams of income, things that I'm involved in that help me stay at home and make money. So just wanted to give you just a really brief overview of who I am and what I do. And I don't think I said that Alphabet Theater Workshop is a theater company, but that's what it is. Okay. So, why work from home? That's a question I think that everyone needs to ask and answer, um, to make sure that you're best suited for it. I firmly believe that everyone can do something from home. Um, I really believe you can do it full time, but if you want to just have a supplemental income or do something extra, you can do that too as well. So, looking at this chart, job versus work from home, when you work for someone else, you have set hours. I think all of us know that you have to come in every day from 9 to 5, or 2 days a week from 11 to 6. There are set times that you come in. Of course, you may have some overtime, but it's pretty much standard, what you can do and how much money you can make. But when you work from home, you can work literally when you want to. Okay, like now I'm deciding to work. I don't think I could ever work for somebody else though and work this long. But earlier I was doing some other things, and then I went across. It took me about an hour to get across another part of the state, to do a workshop in person, and then I came picked up my son. Then I came home, and I'm doing this presentation now. So you work when you want to. The other thing is, when you work for a job, you have a set pay and bonuses. Okay, so if you agree at $10 an hour, that's what you're going to get. For some jobs, you never get a raise. Sometimes you get a 15 cent, 10 cent, 25 cent raise. Some people get maybe $1,000 raise at the end of the year, a couple of $1,000. Sometimes, if you're in a particular company, you may get certain bonuses. You may get a little bit beyond that, but it's pretty much merited out. I remember when I thought about being a classroom teacher, I did do it for a while in the parochial school. But when I went to do it in public education, I was just really floored at, no matter how much education, no matter how much experience you had in teaching, you only could fall within a certain grid of how much money you would make. Okay, so if you had 10 years teaching experience and a master's degree, they literally had a chart that you could look across and down, and that's what you made. And it really wasn't based off whether you were a really great teacher, or if you got all of the students, to do really well on their tests. You got what you got. Okay, even if the other teacher who was the same as you but didn't work as hard, that's what you got. But when you work from home, you can increase your pay at will. Okay, you can do more, and to make more. You can think strategically in order to make more. You can just increase your pay when you would like to. When you have a job, you have limited opportunities. So, you can only move up if the person above you vacates that position, or if something is new created, then maybe you can move up into that position. So it's really limited. And if you're in a company that's small, there may not be that many opportunities. If you're in a company that's bigger, maybe so. If you're in a company where people are looking at your differences, that may stop you from getting more opportunities. So working a job, the opportunities are somewhat limited. When you work for yourself, you have unlimited opportunities. It is only limited by your imagination. I literally sometimes I say, well, you know what? I need to create something else. And it's amazing how, with just a little bit of creativity, and a little bit of elbow grease and some work, you can create another stream of income and make more money. With a job, you have travel and traffic, and I talked about my 2 hour commute when I was working in Queens, and my 1.5 hour commute when I was working in New Jersey. And so the bumper to bumper traffic can be real. When I lived in the mountains and was traveling all the way to New Jersey, and my husband was traveling to New York, and these were at different times. There were days when there were snow days, and I was coming out of the mountains, and it was foggy, and I had to look out for animals and all of that, and maybe have traffic, and had to deal with all of that before I even, got to work and started concentrating on work. But when you work for yourself, there's no traveling, there's no traffic. Okay. When you work for someone else, you may have uniforms or dress codes. I know that in many of my jobs, suit was the attire. Some people don't wear suits, but they wear uniforms. I think that's a little better, actually, than necessarily having to wear suits. Having to have a certain corporate look or appearance. Anyone who knows me, and I have not looked at the chat box lately, but anyone who knows me, you've seen me on live stream, or you've worked with me or collaborated with me, you usually see me in t-shirts. The only time that I dress up is if I'm going to be on television, if I'm going into the radio, if I'm trying to set up another deal, I may, dress up. But there's no dress code. I work literally in my pajamas or a t-shirt and some jeans or sweat tops. Often it's sweat tops or shorts because it's hot here in North Carolina. So that's the way I tend to come to work. So good to see you, Carmen. Glad that you're in here. If you have not taken the poll, guys, if you're watching, go ahead and take the poll. Your name will not go on the poll. It just the results will show. So make sure you take that poll, and let's see how we're making out so far. Wow, we've got some people who work from home and make money. That's awesome. Thank you so much and for taking that poll. So if you have not done so, make sure you do so at this time. So the last thing about job, and it's not the only, these are not the only benefits to working from home. There are many others, but for time, I'll name a few. The other thing for working for a job is that you can have a lot of coworker or supervisor confusion. Okay, you can have like disagreements, you can have personality clashes, you can have people trying to take your job. You can have all kind of incidents with this. And guys, if you do not see this screen as the major thing, please let me know if you cannot see the screen or if my sound or what have you is off, just let me know. If you work from home, however, you have no work drama among workers, okay? No drama, all right? Because you work for yourself, all right? You just only have to worry about pleasing your customer, or sometimes it's just maybe followers, or maybe you just come up with a product and you sell it, and you may be putting it onto a platform to sell, and that's the only thing you have to worry about. So, of drama. What are my options? Well, you can work from home for a company, or you can work from home for yourself. Okay, so there are very reputable companies out there that you can work for from home. And so sometimes people think, and I really didn't have time to really go through it in depth in this presentation, but I remember when work from home opportunities started springing up initially, and they were shady at best, okay, because you would, assemble products, you would stuff envelopes or things like that, and you had to put up money in order to work for this company. Now, I don't want to say that there are some companies, I don't want you to think that there are not some companies that you will have to pay something in order to work for them. It depends. Generally, it's a scam, but there are some cases where it is not, because there are some opportunities to franchise, and you have to put money down in order to, you know, take that business as your own and be able to work that business, whether it's on a small scale or whether it's a large franchise. Okay, so there are some times when you do have to pay, but there are some companies where you can literally, like in this picture, sit behind a computer, you know, answer calls, do customer service, take care of data, do some data information or inputting of some sort, that you can do for a company and get paid really, really well and get benefits and all of that, um, as well. So some people like that. You still can be working from home. It's a upgrade from telecommuting, but you still have set hours pretty much. But you can literally work in your pajamas unless it's a type of job where they have to see your face. Or you can work from home for yourself. Where you come up with creative ideas of something you want to sell or show or teach or make or create, and you can sell that product. And I like these two pictures because here, in the picture with working for a company, what happens very often is if you work for a different company, you pretty much have to be in a quiet location. You have to have internet connection, everything that you would need in a regular office. You would have to have that there, but you would virtually work alone and not have any distractions whatsoever. Your break and all of that is tabulated, and whatnot. But when you work for yourself, you see, you got the little because you literally can work the way you want. Now, I do suggest when you're talking to clients, depending on what type of client you have, you may want to take care of that when the baby is asleep. But you literally, there's times that I've had the babies on my arms. I was fixing lunch and I was taking care of business house. I bit and then I would go back to what I'm doing. So when you work for yourself, you have that flexibility. Okay. Do you like your job? Now, I didn't have a chance to put that whole poll there, um, with another issue, whether you like your job or what have you. But this statistic is startling, okay? I remember when it was much lower, but it just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. According to the 2017 Gallup poll, 85% of people absolutely hate their job. That is just a crazy number, okay? They really dislike their job. They hate their job. And I love this button here. It says, I really wish I weren't here right now. And some people, when they conduct business with you, you feel that, right? You really feel that in the way they do business. They do not want to be there. So don't let that be you. You can work from home, you can make money, and you can do something that you absolutely love to do. What are you going to do about it? Because somebody may be watching this, whether you're live or in the replay, and say, you know what? I absolutely hate my job. I don't like it. I don't like getting up every day. I don't like what I'm doing. I don't like the people I'm with. But what are you going to do about it? You really need help to get from working a steady job to working for yourself and making money. And when I say making money, I'm not talking about, and I didn't specify in the poll or whatever, so if you're making money, that's what I wanted to hear. But I'm not talking about making a little bit of something and you literally cannot live off of it. I'm talking about making money that you are living off of, you're paying your bills with, you're taking care of yourself, you're entertaining yourself, you're investing with. That's the type that I'm talking about, and you need help to be able to do that. What's my first step? Well, one, you need a strategy. Okay, many people just up and quit and leave their job, and that is not what you want to do. You want to be strategic about it. You need a business idea. Okay, you either going to have to decide you're going to work for a particular company, or you're going to have a business idea, something that you can do that's going to generate you money and replace your monthly income that you would get working for someone else. Okay. You need to generate cash flow. That's it in a nutshell. Many people say they have a business, but what they really have is a hobby. Okay. They really don't have a business. And what I mean by hobby is you're not making uh, a salary from it, equivalent to what you would make, or more. All right. You may be making $100 here or $50 there. That's really nice. But if your job was to go away, would you be able to sustain yourself from that money? Okay. You also need courage to follow through. Because there's many people who are watching this right now, and you're like, Amen, Tony. I need to do this, or I'm already doing this, but I'm not really making the money I would like to make from it so that I can stay home without any other assistance. Okay. We're not talking about, okay, you got retirement income and you're doing this and you're making a little something, because that's a supplement. What we're talking about is actually making money from it, where you are sustaining yourself. All right. And so you need the courage to make the decision to go from one thing to the other, and to really do what you need to do to get yourself there. And the last thing is you need mentorship. Now, there's many people who do this. They do it all by themselves. Somehow they work through it. But if they're honest, they will tell you that their learning curve was really long and hard. Okay. But when you have a mentor, you don't have to struggle through, getting from point A to point B, because you can lose a lot of money and a lot of time when you don't have a mentor. So mentorship is key. Okay, what are my options? Well, I have a book called One Great Idea, and it has a lot of wonderful business ideas, wonderful ways to jumpstart your career and come up with business ideas and different things like that. And I believe it is a wonderful, wonderful tool if you want to get started with something and generate some ideas. You're not really sure, but you just don't want to spend a whole lot of money. Okay, and you're like, I want to do this, but I really don't have a whole lot of money for that, Tony. I really don't. So you may want to choose this option. It's $25. It's for the book. It includes shipping and the autograph. And this is the link right here that you would put into your browser in order to order that book, One Great Idea. Okay. And so that's totally up to you. But I would recommend that if you're slow on ideas, not really sure, you want to listen to what other people, their successes and their failures were, in getting their work at home businesses off the ground. The other thing is, I have what I call a work at home list, and it is a list of work at home opportunities from legitimate companies, okay? Big companies, all right? Not these little fly by nights and you stuff in envelopes. Real companies with real benefits and all of those things. It's a listing of those companies as well as some ideas that you can have to create ideas to do for work at home. And that list is $79, okay? But for the purposes, if you watch this broadcast, you can get the book and the list, okay, for $79 together. If you get the list, then you'll get the book also too as well, which I think is such a great, great value. All right. And then the last thing that I want to share with you is the Home Biz Accelerator. And I really like this because it's a strategic training. Okay, you're going to get a series of training and consulting. All right, a consulting session to go from a job to working from home and getting paid. Okay, and this is really, really, really important because some people don't know how to do it. You may need someone to take you by the hand and step you through the way. And so I think it's really, really valuable. I think it's something that everyone should really take advantage of, because you literally can work from home. And sometimes you just have to invest in yourself. When you don't know, you ask somebody and you get help to step through it. And we have successful results one after the other. Now, it's normally $495, But and I'm going to put the offer here so that you will be able to just go ahead and to do it. But for now, it's $495, but for today it's $297. That's 50% off. And if you do it on today, then I'm going to make sure you get the work at home list as well as one great idea. Okay, all of that together. And that is the $495 value. So you're talking about five, six, that's over 700, maybe about $700 value, maybe 650 value. If you round up about a $700 value that you're going to get for $297. Okay, so definitely take advantage of that. If you are on the Wise Courtship Prosperity Club, if you are part of the Wise Courtship Prosperity Club and you're in the gold or the platinum levels, you're going to get another $100 off, which means that's $197 for all three, which is amazing. Okay, and you would have to have had been on the Wise Courtship Prosperity Club paid level for at least 2 months in order to take advantage of this offer, because it is crazy. Okay, it is crazy. So I hope that you'll take advantage of that. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me on this broadcast. You can go to my website, which is TonyHenderson-Mayers.com, also known as wisecourtship.com. Okay, you can join that, and you can figure out what I'm doing there. Some of my offers and classes and different things will also be on the website if you need to contact me in the future. So thank you so much for joining. I'm going to check the chat box just in case something else was said. If you have not taken the poll, please do so at this time. Wow. So we've got quite a bit of people that's on. I know that every time we have this, people register and then they forget to show up to the broadcast. So I thank each and every one of you for not forgetting to join the broadcast. You have an awesome and amazing day. And listen, you can work from home. You can do this, but you need the right person who's going to guide you. And I pray that you'll allow me to guide you too as well. So I'm going to redirect you right now to the website. Have an awesome and amazing day. Thank God for each and every one of you. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.